Hi everyone. So we're going to graph XY intercepts on the graphing coordinate plane today. We've been graphing slope and y-intercept. We've been graphing straight lines from linear function. So we're going to use XY intercepts to do that today for today's lesson. So here are things that we need to know. We're going to find XY intercepts, graph those 2 points on the graph, connect the points using a ruler, and put arrows on the ends to show that graph continues forever. So what we're going to do is, we have an example here, 2x plus 5y equals 10. So what we're going to do is solve for xy intercept and use those 2 points to graph here. So please copy 2x plus 5 times 0 equals 10. Now, x-intercept means where the graph crosses the x-axis. And in order to find this number, you need to plug in 0 into y. So y, this point is 5, 0. Y is 0. So if I go over here and plug 0 into y and solve for x, that gives me x-intercept. So you plug in 0 here, and then 5 times 0 is 0. 2x plus 0 equals 10. 2x equals 10. Divide each side by 2, x equals 5. So x-intercept is 5, 0. So you're going to go over here, put the dot where 5, 0 is. So put the dot here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0. Now, when you go find y-intercept, you plug 0 into x. So it's 2 times 0 plus 5y equals 10. 2 times 0 is 0 plus 5y equals 10. 5y equals 10 because 0 plus 5 is 5y. And then divide each side by 5, y equals 2. So if you want to find y-intercept, you got to plug 0 into x and then solve for y. So that's how you get 0, 2. So you go over here and put the dot where 0, 2 is. Once you have 2 dots, you can actually connect them and draw a linear equation. So linear means line function. Okay? So that's how you do number 1. Let's try number 2. Number 2 equation is 3y minus x equals 6. So what we're going to do is do the same thing. We're going to solve for xy intercept, draw those 2 points, and connect. So what we're going to do is solve for x-intercept. If you want to solve for x-intercept, you're going to plug 0 into y. So 3 times 0 minus x equals 6. You're going to solve for x. 3 times 0 is 0. 0 minus x is minus x. You see that minus x? Equals 6. When you have a negative here, it's like having a negative 1. So you got to divide each side by negative 1. So x is actually negative 6. So I want you to write negative 6 comma 0. So we got negative 6 by using 0 into the y here. Okay? Now we're going to copy this y-intercept. We're going to solve for y. So we're going to plug 0 into x. That's how you solve for y-intercept. So 0 here. So 3y minus 0 equals 6. 3y equals 6 divided by 3, y equals 2. So you're going to solve for y-intercept and plug 0 into x. Once you have these 2 points, you go over here and draw those 2 points. So x-intercept is here. We only have to have up to negative 5. So negative 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 5. Negative 6, 0 is here. And then we have 2, 0, 1, 2 here. So connect these 2 points, and that's going to be a graph for this equation, linear function. So I want you to pause the video and turn your paper over and pause the video. I want you to try example 3. Please pause the video, solve xy intercept like we did, and then once you finish, I want you to draw the graph, and then I want you to play the video and check your answers, please. Pause the video and try by yourself. Let's go over the answers. X-intercept is 2, 0. So you gotta plug 0 into y and solve for x. That's how I got 2, 0. Y-intercept is 0, negative 4. I plug in 0 into x and solve for y. So once I got these two, I plot the points, 2, 0, 0, negative 4, and then I connect the lines, and connect the dots, and make a line. Let's try example 4. Example 4 is x equals negative 1. So here, x-intercept is negative 1, 0, but there is no y-intercept. So there is none. There's no y-intercept here. So what you're going to do is put a dot on negative 1 and draw a line, vertical line. And what kind of slope is this? This is undefined slope. So a vertical line is an undefined slope. So that's how you draw this. So please use a ruler and draw a vertical line through negative 1. Now we're going to go to a different notes and do graphing using slope y-intercept. If you can determine the slope and y-intercept, you can use this method. Determine the slope and y-intercept, graph the y-intercept, and use the slope to determine whether other points are on the line area, and think about rise over run. So let's try number 1 here. Y equals 1 over 4x minus 2. So m is your slope. M means slope. So this is your slope, 1 over 4. B means y-intercept. So negative 2 is the y-intercept. Rise over run means slope. So 1 over 4. So you're going to start here. Negative 2 is your starting number. That's your y-intercept. So put a dot on y, negative 2. And then we're going to do 1 over 4. So 1 over 4 is rise up, 4 to the right, run. And then put another dot. And then you can just go backwards 4 and go down 1, because from here to here is 1 over 4. From here to here is 1 over 4. So you can actually connect, and this is the line for this function. So you have to have straight lines. So slope is 1 over 4, y-intercept is negative 2. So this is how you graph y equals 1 over 4, x minus 2. Now you can use graphing calculator to check it. So if you press this button, press 1 divided by 4, x is right here, minus 2, and hit graph. It should match this graph with this graph. And then if you hit second graph, it gives you table. So you can scroll up and down and use the whole numbers and integers to draw 0, negative 2, 4, negative 1, and 6. You don't want to use a decimal, 8, 0. So you can use the whole numbers or integers to help you draw also. So you can use graphing calculator. Let's take a look in example 2. We're going to draw y equals 2/3 x minus 4. M means slope. So M is the one coefficient in front of x. That's 2/3. B is the negative 4. That's y-intercept. Rise over run is 2 over 3. So what you're going to do is, this is your starting point. Negative 4 is your y-intercept. And then you're going to go 2 over 3. Always rise over run. So if it's positive, you go up. If it's negative, you go down. And then you just go 2 over 3 and then put a point and then connect the dots, and that's your graph for this one. Let's take a look at the back side. Y equals negative 1 over 2x plus 1. So the slope is negative. Negative 1 over 2. 1 is the y-intercept. That's B. That's y-intercept. So when you have a negative, please put the negative on the numerator. So from here, the 1 is your y-intercept. You're going to go down 1, 2 to the right. That's how you do rise over run. Why do we go down? Because it's negative. When it's negative, you'll go down. And then put a dot, and then go down, put a dot, and then you're going to connect the dots. So this is the graph for this one. Let's look at example 4. Y equals 2x minus 3. So when you have 2, this is a whole number. You want to change to fraction because in order to do rise over run, you need to have fraction format. So it's going to be 2 over 1. So you're going to write slope is 2, but when you do rise over run, you want 2 over 1 because 2 over 1 is 2, okay? And then y-intercept is negative 3, so you're going to write negative 3 here. And then what you do is to draw, put negative 3 here. And then you're going to do 2 over 1, put a dot, 2 over 1, put a dot, rise over run, put a dot. And once you have dots, you can connect and extend and make a line. So this is the graph for this one. And you can check it on the calculator to see if your answer is good. Alright, thank you for watching the video. See you in class.